we are in motion. We gonna do this thing, yeah, make it wet like an ocean. And I'm coasting. Actually, I'm sailing. I make sure that I'm kind of winning, never failing. And I'm ailing. No, I'm not sick, but I'ma get sick tonight, and I'ma get with it. And I'm down like a submarine, take it high like an airplane. But sometimes I'm insane and kind of crazy with it. I hit it like a bat, and I'ma let you know exactly where the God is at. I'm like I'm on an astral plane. I'm doing a little different because I'm kind of insane. Yeah, crazy, retarded. Yo, hold on. There we go. So this is the Daily Go Gettemism Show. I'm your host on 752. We doing it Pretty Petty Tuesday, all up in your area. Tonight, we are talking about, are the Democrats just mad because they lost? Are the Democrats just mad because they lost? Well, it could be. I don't know anybody that's happy when they lose something. You know, lose a game if you are a player or a fan or something like that. Nobody likes to lose. But it's how you handle a loss that separates men from boys, the mature from the juvenile. And we're gonna take a look into it tonight, because ever since November 5th, or should I say the results of November 6th, we've been hearing a lot of, there's been a lot of complaining, some regrets, some retooling, some restructuring. You're hearing a lot of, well, woulda, coulda, shoulda, should have, whatever. We're hearing a lot of those things. And whenever I'm hearing Democrats respond to the upcoming administration or any type of policy details that are going on right now, one of the first things that I hear is, they just mad because they lost. They just mad because they lost. And I'm like, Can we reduce everything to somebody just being mad because they lost? I don't know. Like, if it was something that everybody got instant gratification for, like if everybody who won or so-called won the election, if everybody got like a prize, got like an award, got something that they could hold on to, like this is what you get for voting, and this is like basically our token of appreciation. I could see somebody being genuinely mad because they weren't part of the winning team. When boxers lose a match, or even whether they win or lose, everybody on the team of the boxer still gets paid. Everybody gets paid. On sports teams, professional sports teams, whether you win or lose, you still get paid. Now, when it's a situation where winner takes all and you're only going to get paid, you're only going to get compensated if you win. Like when the money is on the floor, it's me against you. If I win, I get all the money. Winner take all. If you win, you get the whole prize, the whole pie, the whole till, the whole what do they call it? What's the word I'm looking for? I might be a little vocabularily challenged tonight, but we're gonna work it out. We're gonna get it good. The pool, you could call it a pool, whatever. When it's a situation where one person gets everything for winning and everybody else who lost gets nothing, or everybody who loses gets nothing, I can understand being sour grapes. I can understand you just being mad because you didn't win. You may have lost a lot. So, I mean, I don't know how many people would have actually bet on this election, but I did bet on the election. Shout out to my man Ed from Detroit, aka info spot 411. But yeah, so are the Democrats just mad because they lost? Now, I'm sure that there'll be some MAGA people that will say, yeah, y'all are just mad because y'all lost. That's all to it. Y'all mad because y'all didn't win. Y'all didn't get what you wanted. You didn't get your first female president, first black, female, Asian, whatever you want to call it. Y'all didn't get it. Nah, 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 nah. And we've been actually hearing that. Nah, 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 boo, boo, all that kind of stuff. But, the question that I'm raising tonight is whether there are legitimate concerns on both sides. Because you have to admit that even with Trump winning, there are going to be a lot of people who are going to lose some things. Like there's going to be a total restructuring of government, supposedly, because of his win. So there won't be any status quo. There won't be any quote unquote towing the line. There's not going to be any of that. There's going to be they're going to be clear cut, identifiable changes that you're going to see. So I figured tonight we would talk about whether Democrats are just mad because they lost, because it may be true. It may just be a sour grape situation. Like, yeah, y'all just mad because y'all lost. You didn't win, and you're not going to win, and you got to eat that. That's how it's going to be from here on out. So that's what we talk about tonight on the Daily Go Get Mism Show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it whiz? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking all fast lane, no coasting, and everything is going to be all right. We talk about sour grapes and losing the election tonight. So what do y'all think, man? I mean, what's your impression? If you are a Democrat and you really wanted Kamala Harris to win and she didn't win, we all know that. Have you recovered yet? Because that next day, that November 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, people was sick. And I mean physically sick. People done caught colds, flu. It was like we all got a concussion. We got a concussion from that loss. That thing was nasty. That thing was nasty. And I'm really wondering if the people who are Trump supporters, did they really feel like they won? Because I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting this funny feeling that this win didn't feel like the kind of win that you would normally experience in life. Like, it's like when your team wins by 1 point and maybe you bet the spread. So you needed them to win by 3. So they won the game, but you lost. You lost. You may have gained a moral victory, but you lost money because you bet the spread. You needed your team to win by 3, and they won by 1. The slimmest of margins. It could have gone either way. Sort of like Super Bowl 57 with the Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs. That's how it felt. It felt like Jalen didn't get a chance to get the ball back to try to bring his team back in the last few minutes of the Super Bowl. That hurt. So I mean, listen, when you watch sports, if you're a real big sports fan, you're going to experience what it's like to lose. You're going to experience what loss feels like, and you're not going to like the way it feels. You're not going to like the way it feels. I get it. I totally get it. So what we going to do? Hey, sometimes you got to put on your big boy pants, your big boy drawers, your big girl panties, and you got to rock out, because tomorrow's another day. You still got to put food on the table. You still got to go to work. You still got to hustle. You still got to, keep your head above water. You still got to take care and handle your business. What's going on, y'all? T. Carey, right? Morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. Cheryl Halsey. What's going on, ma? Good to see me some you. So UIF? Oh, you mean if he truly won? You know what? We might have to have a little conversation about that too. Because a lot of people don't believe that he won. Fair and square. A lot of people don't think so. And they think there was some wheeling and dealing. And it's funny because when you look at the way when you look at the way, oh, by the way, what's up, Naturalista Rap? Naturalista Rap. What's going on, MAGA? To see me some you. And Naturalista Rap says, no matter who wins, someone is going to be upset. No doubt. Who loses and is totally happy about it? They on board. I don't think nobody does that. When you lose, that's the time for you to be upset. That's the time for you to be pissed. That's the time for you to complain a little bit. That's the time for you to let off some steam. Like, that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. Gunna. What up, Gunna? What's good? And X-Ray Koala says, any Sonny. Hey, Sonny. Dude, how was Saquon hitting the rush? Man, come on, man. You already know. I don't care what nobody says. The Eagles gotta go to that Super Bowl. We gotta go. We can't just get there this time. We gotta win it. We gotta win it. And honestly, I hope we don't have to play. We don't have to play the Chiefs. I mean, I wouldn't mind beating the Chiefs, but I really don't want the Chiefs to go to a third consecutive Super Bowl. I kind of like it when it gets mixed up a little bit. If it was up to me, somebody new would win the Super Bowl every year. You know what I mean? I think it makes it more interesting. And, these dynasties or whatever, it's so hard to build a dynasty with free agency and the way the collective bargaining agreement and all that kind of stuff is now. But hey, I mean, even sports is political. It's political, with the commercialism. I mean, the literal commercialism of sports. We is watering down the real gameplay of sports. There's a lot to it. Gunna says this win felt weird to me. Which win? You voted for Trump? You voted because if you voted for Trump and you feel and y'all did win, I can understand how it felt. I don't think this don't feel right. Like there's something about it that don't feel right. I know it's not just me. Something about it seems off base. Like this, like it ain't really a win. Like we won, but are we gonna get paid? Like, did we get what we wanted? Because we're talking about Trump. You can say whatever you want to. The man is a con man. And he's all about that baiting and switching and all of that. You see them cabinet picks? Those cabinet picks? Oh my gosh, them things, that's nasty work. Anybody who could defend those cabinet picks has to work for Fox News. You gotta work for Fox News or that boy Pierce Morgan. That's the only way I can see it. X-Ray says Philly versus Detroit would be insane. That's what needs to happen. That needs to be the NFC Championship right there. Anything less, and I hate to say it, but I think that the NFL is going to have to put the fix in. I hate to say it, but just like I felt like they put the fix in last year I think San Francisco was supposed to make it to the Super Bowl, but I'm not so sure that the Chiefs were supposed to make it. But I don't know. When you see Taylor Swift, floating around and all of that in the crowd, you can't discount the money motive in sports, man. You can never discount the money motive when it comes to sports. And you can't discount the money motive when it comes to politics, because politics is really all about money. They make us think that it's all about people, but it's not. It's about money. That's why they collect so much money. They want you to donate, the super PACs to donate, money. Kamala Harris raised almost $1 billion or $1 billion, and they saying that she's 20 million in the hole. So that lets you know how much money gets spent. I'm wondering how much money gets stolen. Okay. Oh, you said Gunna says for the NFC title, yeah. Low key, the Commanders in Philly could get down the wire. I don't know if the Commanders going to make it. I don't know, man. They've been exposed. You know, remember how the Eagles were last year? We was on a 10 game. Well, we were 10-1, but we were winning our games really, really close. And people were saying, yo, you can't keep winning like that. You have to have some definitive wins. And we was like, man, I don't care about that. As long as we win. And it was working until we played San Francisco and they broke the code and then we couldn't buy a win after that. 6-1 after being 1-6 after being 10-1. So Adam Young says, what would you do if you got with a woman and found out she used to be a man? I don't know, but I know that would never happen because I have this like really, really stringent, detailed criteria for identifying a woman. Like, that's why I don't like to mess with chicks that wear makeup, heavy makeup. I ain't with it. Like, nah. I asked to see, let me see your third grade, your third grade class picture. I ain't about that life. So you like them bad bitches that dudes like, with all of that extra, the weave, the makeup, the heels and all of that. Nah, I'm good. I need to see what she looked like on a Tuesday going to work on a blue collar job. Nah, that's what I need to see on a Tuesday. I don't want no Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night chicks. They tell a lot of lies. So I don't know, man. That could happen to the next man. That wouldn't happen to me. I'm sorry. Okay. Gunner says I'm a LSU guy, so I love my guy, Jaden. Jaden Daniels is dope. But hopefully he played for the right team. You don't know what the Redskins, the Commander. Okay. You know what the Redskins do to quarterbacks? New hot quarterbacks? That organization is terrible. And they just got rid of Daniel Snyder. I don't know, man. I don't know. Info spot 411. What's good, my dude? What's good? Gunner says, yeah, Jaden has slowed down a bit. If he gets a legit number 2 in the draft, they could go deep in the playoffs next year. But this is Philly's year. Well, we're going to see what happens. What up? Info spot says, you like BBWs? Like, all right. I don't like nobody who carries the name BBW. Like once you start putting BBWs, BBL, I don't like letters. BBW, BBL, LGBT. I don't like letters. No, I'm good. Nah. I don't want nobody that considers themselves to be a I like healthy women. I don't mind them having no size. I don't have nothing. I don't have no problem with that. But once you start saying you like BBLs, that means that she has the green light to not take care of herself. Because that's what you like, right? I was big when you met me, so I should never go down. I mean, you know that. Like, you've seen the latest photos of Lizzo. Awfully thin. She like half of herself. She looked totally different. Now, you made all your money with your fat ass rolling around on stage naked, butt ass naked. That's how you made your money. You're going to love this big body. On the inside, she was dying to be thin. Now, look. She ain't reinvent the wheel with this. Monique did the same thing. Left her audience, made all her money, coming at skinny women. Remember, skinny bitches are evil and all of that kind of stuff. And she went and got weight loss surgery on the low. Came back thin. Like, what's up? Ain't tell nobody. Ain't address her fans. Or just left them in the dust. Adam Young says, thanks, Kamala, for transvestites. You just might. Well, Kamala didn't invent transvestites and or transgender, whatever you want to call them. She didn't invent that. But it's interesting that you should bring that up because Donald Trump made that a big part of his campaign, right? And he actually had the policy that he blamed her for having. That was his policy. He even made amendments to it. You know, that whole transgender surgery in jail thing, that was his policy. But you probably didn't know that because you probably watched Fox News and, you know, but I mean, we can talk about it. By the way, y'all see that phone number right there, 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. 319-527-6199, baby. Call 319-527-6199. Press number 1 or not. It doesn't really matter. And I will get you right on the line. All audio, no video. You're not going to be on camera. I know it's 2:30 in the morning. You ain't trying to hear. You ain't got to worry about that. Only voice. Info Spot says there is a team, Detroit Lions. Okay on the Gunner says, hey, son, do you follow the Phillies a lot? Hell yeah. Love the Phillies. But they need to learn how to play small ball. Shirley Sherrill, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Sherrill, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's going on? My goodness, he's like, yo, always tried and true. I said, or what about your boy Jared McCain for the Sixers? That organization. That thorn in my side ass organization, the goddamn Sixers. They look terrible. You ain't gonna tell me they that bad without Joel. They look horrible. Varshay McDonald. What's going on, my? Good to see me some you. All right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and put on our uniform. Let's get dressed. And let's have this talk. Are the Democrats just mad because they didn't win? Are they just mad? Yeah, you mad. You got a right to be mad. My people been persecuted. But are they mad? Are they just angry? Is it all sour grapes because they didn't win? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. If y'all want to call into the show, 319-527-6199. 319-527-6199. Get you on the line. This is a totally interactive show and a totally uncensored show. You can say it how you mean it. I don't cut you off. I give you time to speak, and I let you rock out. All right, which one y'all want to wear? For those of y'all who are new to this program, we get dressed. We wear our uniform. This is our work uniform. You know what I mean? We get spiritual. All right, which one y'all want to wear? The one on the left? The one in the middle? Or the one on the right? I said the one. All right, we got 2 for the middle already. All right, y'all speaking up soon. That's what's up. The one on the left, the one in the middle, or the one on the right. Let me see. So we got 4 for the middle. The middle wins. The middle wins. So this is the middle. All right, let's get it popping. Hey, middle. Monkey in the. All right, let's go. Get you. All right, we good? Sorry, y'all. You know what I mean? I tapped something I didn't have no business tapping. Oh, y'all looking good right there. Y'all looking good. Everything looking good. Levels is good. All right. Look at you looking good, looking real good. Yeah, look, ladies, you're looking beautiful. You're looking sweet. You're looking lovely. You're looking pretty. You're looking like something somebody want to take home tonight. When? Tonight. Brothers, you're looking good. You're looking handsome. You're looking sweet. I'm sorry. You're looking handsome. You're looking suave. You're looking debonair. You're looking smooth. Got on your soft stuff tonight. Everybody is good. Everybody is nice. Everybody is looking the way they supposed to be looking tonight. Let's get it popping. Take a screenshot. I'll give it what you got to take a screenshot. You know you like it a lot to take a screenshot. Yeah, you know how it go. We rocking them out. Talking about tonight with the, all right. So, are the Democrats just mad? Are they just mad because they lost? Can they not get over it? Can they not get over it? Every time I hear somebody who voted for Kamala Harris complain about or raise concerns about the upcoming administration and the changes that are going to take place in government and policy decisions and the choosing of the cabinet members, I hear a lot of MAGA supporters say, they just mad because they didn't win. They just mad because they lost. It's all sour grapes. If they would have, how y'all think we felt in 2021 or 2020? I'm like, well, it's obvious how y'all felt because it was on full display on January 6th. And see, I think this is part of the problem with the Democrats because there are plenty of Democrats that have some concerns about the numbers. They have some concerns that there was no recount. They have concerns that Kamala conceded way too fast, like without a recount, and she's been out of sight ever since her concession speech. She ain't been nowhere to be. Like, have you seen her? Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? I mean, that's a concern because when Trump lost, he presented it as a win and he kept in constant contact with his supporters and kept their support for 4 years, which is one of the reasons I think that influenced his win in this election. So, of course, when you win, everything you did was not such a bad decision. And football, you went for the two-point conversion. You didn't make it. In the case with somebody like Nick Sirianni, you went for the 2-point conversions 3 times in a game and missed all 3, but you still won the game. So it's like, yeah, that was some boneheaded shit. Poor coaching, but we won. Same thing is in basketball. They putting up threes like, yo, why don't y'all just, what are you doing? Baseball, swinging for the fences instead of just trying to get men on base. Doesn't seem like a good idea unless you win. When you win, everything looks like a good idea. So Democrats don't have anything to lean on in their loss. They don't even have the person or the vice. They don't have the presidential nominee. They don't have the vice president, and they don't have the VP candidate. Governor Walz, all of them. Like, somebody must have told them don't speak until 2025. So if you are a Democrat and you have concerns about some of the numbers, about some of the counting and all of that, like, you are encouraged to just shut up and take it. That's not an easy thing to do. That would be like you losing a football game on a questionable call. Sort of like Super Bowl 57 with that questionable call on Bradbury in the last minutes of Super Bowl 57 with the Eagles versus Patrick Mahomes and them. So that's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing to accept. So I mean, I don't when during a loss, I don't know how else you can feel except for a little pissed off, a little salty, a little jilted, a little rejected, dejected. Do me a favor, y'all. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button, please, please. I would do it for you. I didn't make it true. Hit the like button, yo. Just mash it. Don't put it away. Don't stash it. I need you just to push the like button. I can do it right now. All of a sudden, don't wait. Don't hesitate. Do the thing, and everything is going to be good. All right, and straight. Hit the like button, y'all. Appreciate it. I ain't gonna ask y'all for nothing else. Don't worry, I ain't selling nothing. I ain't gonna ask y'all for nothing else. So let me see. Surely, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. The world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's good? All right, hold on. Mr. Pay For It says Trump needs to come in, boots on the ground, making moves. Is he going to do that? Because he made a lot of promises for his first day. That'd be a hell of a day. This ain't a movie. You know, like how this ain't, you know how in the movies, one day, all of this crazy shit happens as if it happened over the span of a week or a month or a year. You know, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You ever see that movie? Like all of this shit happened from the time you got up to go to school or to make the decision not to go to school. And by the way, I see we have a call on the line. Caller with the last numbers 2132. I see you. I'm gonna come grab you in just a second. Just give me a couple of minutes. Yeah, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Like all of that shit couldn't have happened in a day. You know, you crash a damn what was it? A Jaguar, an antique Jaguar, and somehow it just don't work that way. It just don't. You was in a parade, all of this shit. It's only 24 hours in a day, and you wasn't even working till night. All right. Or like Training Day, the movie Training Day, Denzel Washington. Like all of that shit you was getting high off for the first time, you ain't recovering from that shit in no day. You know, like, so he's made a lot, but he's used to making really big, lofty promises, and he doesn't always deliver. And he definitely doesn't deliver on time. So we'll see. But a lot of people who voted for Trump are getting a lot more than what they bargained for. And not in a good way. Oh, man, the caller that called in, they left. Okay. Well, you know. Nonetheless, the phone lines are still open. We're gonna handle it. All right. Let me see. Info spot says, "Hello, I get tired of." He says, "I get tired of talking politics, burnt out from the election and month of political ads." Man, I feel you on that. I told y'all I wasn't going to talk about this shit no more. I said it. I'm like, but you know what? Let me just put it this way. I have my reasons. You know what I mean? Enough is enough. I'm conducting an experiment. I'm conducting an experiment on the low. Mr. Pay For It said, pressure bust pipes. Yeah, they do. All right. Mandrake says, Bernie Sanders is the only Democrat still in the fight. Bernie Sanders is almost 90. What fight is he in? What fight is he in? The thick ass accent? This thick ass New York Jewish accent fight? Bernie Sanders. All right, we can talk about it though. Money OG says, did you just say the N-word? I don't say the N-word. When I say nigga, I say nigga. I don't say words like the N-word. I don't talk like that. If you want to say it, you gotta say it. I'm a black man. I can say it. I ain't gonna let nobody else say it who's not black, but yeah, I might have said it. I mean, it rolls off my tongue so easily and so effortlessly. Yeah, I probably did. I'm sorry if you're offended, but if you are offended, you're probably gonna be offended a little bit more later on. But who knows? Hold on. All right, let me see. All right. Okay, InfoSpot says Democrats got your live stream to lean on. I'm going in the email. I'm going to email the DNC your YouTube channel link. I got your back. Good looking out. That's what's up. All right. Art of Mine 559. What's going on, my dude? What's good? My people's right there. That's what I'm talking about. InfoSpot says, you're getting me fired up. Just tired of politics. Man, you know what it is. You know what I mean? Mr. Payfor says, LOL, he be bluffing. He does. He does. Trump is a showman. He really is. Think about it. He was on reality TV. Y'all know about reality TV. Reality TV is all scripted. It's made to look real. It's fake. But that's how he's so good at manipulating the media. That's how he knows exactly. He knows how to work the camera, the microphone. That's why he's always bitching about the microphone on the campaign trail. He understands production. 11 years he was on TV. And that's why, as a president, he's always on TV. Like, it was so refreshing. These last 4 years, I didn't have to see this motherfucker on TV every day. Now he's back. He's going to set the news cycle every day with all kinds of craziness and chaos. And it's all a hoax. And you know what I mean? It's a hoax. It's a witch hunt. It's a hoax. That's his whole shit. It's a hoax. It's a witch hunt. Hoax. Witch hunt. Hoax. It's a witch. It's a hoax. It's a witch hunt. Whoa. It's a hoax. It's a witch hunt. Yeah, they lying. That's not. Yo, use a never Trump. It's a hoax. It's a witch hunt. Hoax. It's a witch hunt. Hoax. It's a witch hunt. Hoax. Yo, Democrats are evil. It's a hoax. There's no evidence and nothing against me. I said it's a. Using never Trumper. It's a hoax. It's a witch hunt. Yo, they need to cut it out. Yo, you can't impeach me again. Hoax is a witch hunt. Hoax is a witch hunt. I ain't going to jail. They got nothing against me. The judge is lying. The DOJ and the DOJ, the FBI, CIA, they all gotta go. Am I lying? Everything against him is a hoax. Everything is a witch hunt. Come on, dude. Nobody saw you do nothing. All right. Well, get ready for another 4 years of that shit because it's going down. It's going down. Idiotic Genius says, worst thing about politics is it's full of politicians. Gunner says, in this day and age, it's hard not to. It's pushed on us everywhere. It really is. Multimedia. It's got to go down. InfoSpot says, don't forget about the topics. My topic suggestion: first and second date red flags. I forgot. I wrote it down. I got you. Aziz Al Sharif says Mike Tyson is back. Back where? Better get his ass back in the basically in the physical therapy room. I mean, he needs to never box again. I know he didn't want to go out on a loss, but he needs to never go. He needs to never step in the ring again. He's done enough. Mr. Payfor says Bernie is the modern day Ross Perot, something like that. That's not a bad analogy. Mandrake says that's my point. The Democrats only got a Jewish grandpa fighting. It's rough. No one else. Mandrake says, okay, wait. It's disappointing how far we've fallen as the Dems. I don't think we've fallen at all. I don't think Democrats have fallen. You know, this loss has made, you know what? think it's interesting when MAGA lost in 2020, Trump told them that he won and that the election was stolen. And they had something to hold on to. But you know what they didn't do? They didn't say that Trump ran a terrible campaign. They didn't say it's because of COVID. He didn't handle COVID right. They didn't say that shit. At least not publicly, they didn't. They didn't say how he should have done this instead of that. And there were a lot of things that he could have done a lot better during in 2020, leading up to the election. There were a lot of things that he could have done different and better leading up to November 2nd. But that's not what his supporters harped on. Now everybody is saying Kamala Harris, she wasn't concentrating on the small man. I'm like, did you listen to her policies? That's all she talked about. They talk about Democrats are the elitists. I'm like, how? MAGA got a billionaire as their leader. A billionaire? Democrats work to keep welfare going. Open borders, shit like that. That's elitist shit? Like, this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. When she was running and all of those people were at those rallies, it was like, yo, she got this. She doing everything right. She going on this show. She even went on Fox. She giving out interviews. Everything that they said that she wouldn't do, she did. Everything they asked Trump to do, he did not. Like, no, I'm not going over to that Democrat side. I'm not letting them interview me. I'm not letting anybody who wants to rebut me or fact check me. I'm not doing any interviews like that. Nope. Sure aren't. Nope, not doing it. And I'm not doing a second debate with that chick. She fucked me up in that first debate. I'm not doing it again. I'm going out like this. Just like I lost in 2020 and I said I won. I lost that debate and I said I won. And all my followers go by whatever I say. So if a bird shits on me and I say, yo, that was bird rain, then that's what it is. But yeah, so since Kamala lost, now everything she did was bad. Everything she did was off base. Like, the ridiculousness of it, to me, it's totally ridiculous. But I get it. I totally get it. All right. Okay. Aziz says Daniel Cormier returned to the UFC. I don't know who cares about that shit. Fuck the UFC. InfoSpot says the money Trump raised for charity with his show wasn't fake. What show? What? With The Apprentice? You know about charities? I know something about charities. There's a reason I never give to charities. I will find somebody who falls under that charity and give the money to them. I'm not donating no charity. That shit is a theft fest. Write that down. Charities are a theft fest. That money don't look at how many people and how much money breast cancer awareness generates through all that pink shit, all that merchandising that they do, all of that shit. NFL is in on it. All franchises are in on it. Breast cancer awareness, pink. If you know the history of the pink ribbon and breast cancer awareness, it'll change your whole perspective on that. But the bottom line is, all of that money that they raise for breast cancer awareness, and they ain't made no inroads in shit. Women still dying of breast cancer. Now, even if you can't get the cure, the resources, the money should go towards the resources. When you look at how much money is actually allocated to cancer, breast cancer research versus the money that they collect and merchandising, yeah, you'll stop fucking with breast cancer research. Or should I say breast cancer awareness? I don't mess with no charities. I'm sorry. Gunner says, so son, do you think it's going to be the same once Trump is out of office and the next Republican runs in terms of the extreme left treats them? How the extreme left treats them. And I'm not saying you're included in that group. Well, Trump seems to believe that he gets treated unfairly and he gets treated bad. And to me, that shit is laughable. For him and his supporters to say that he's been treated worse than any modern president. I'm like, you ever heard of Barack Obama? You ever heard of him? Yeah. You know what Trump has never been a victim of? Racism. In office or out of office. Remember that on Republican radio, TV, and broadcast, they said that Michelle Obama was a man and that Barack Obama was a woman, and they had like a reverse game. It was all kinds of shit. Forget about all of the monkey and gorilla, references and all the primate references. That I'm like, oh, this some shit. And he got elected 2 terms. But you couldn't find nothing that they couldn't find one thing to say good about Barack Obama. And you telling me that Trump has been treated the worst? He ain't eligible. And not only that, look at the way he treats other people. Look at the way he treats his constituents. And they soft boot licking that. Like, he called Mark Rubio little Mark Rubio. And Mark Rubio is in his cabinet now. I'm like, this shit is disgusting. I'm not saying that you can't reach across the aisle and mend fences with people. But because Trump has this never apologize, never say sorry attitude, I don't see how, I just don't see how you can support that. But they do. They do. And you know why they do it? Because of money. Money and power, 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 money and power. So we talking about Democrats having sour grapes. We talking about, are they just mad because they lost? Yeah, they mad because they lost. But they start infighting. That's what the Republicans didn't do. All Republicans are not MAGA Republicans. But the MAGA Republicans stand out because, they ratchet. They ghetto. They are. You can have a bunch of money and still be ghetto. MAGA Republicans are mad ghetto. They are. They are the, now we can finally start calling people nigger and spick and wetback and gook. Now we finally have the First Amendment again. That's their idea of the First Amendment. Now, when I start lying, tell me. There's a reason why white supremacists support Donald Trump, and they do it unwavering. They have unwavering support for Donald Trump. You never hear any white supremacist, KKK, neo-Nazi, any type of extremist, right-wing militia groups. They be like Trump 2024. They was Trump 2016, Trump 2020 and Trump 2024. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. You don't hear Black Panthers and Nation of Islam coming out for no Democrats. It ain't the same thing. It ain't the same thing. You know why? You know why you don't hear Nation of Islam or Black Panthers or any of those so-called, left wing, or I don't know what you would call them. Yeah, let's just say Black Power organizations. They don't come out in support of Democrats because Democrats are not speaking their language. They don't have a nationalistic approach. MAGA does. Now, conservatives, see, MAGA Republicans are not conservatives. They are the opposite of conservatives. So we'll see. We'll see. But they didn't allow the infighting. Like, no, we're not going to fight each other. We're going to, find a way to get this shit together. We'll find a way to win. And that's one thing you have to admire about Republicans. They will definitely be in full support of whoever wins, and they won't air their dirty laundry in the public of their opposition. They don't do that. Democrats, yeah, they do that. They do that. Especially since they lost this election. I'm a Democrat, but I'm not a liberal. I guess you could say I'm a moderate. I think that's a strange word for it, but I can't get with all of that liberal shit. I ain't a liberal. Okay, let me see. Mandrake. Okay. Gunner says he went to the Black Journalist Convention. Yes, he did. But you see, he would go to places when he went to the Black Writers and they fact checked him. You see how he was like, nah. So Trump made sure that wherever he went, it was safe. Like, look, don't ask me about, like, I get to say whatever I want to say. Don't get the question to me or fact checking me, because then I'm out. And I mean out. And I'm gonna talk bad about y'all, and we're gonna edit the film to make it look even worse. There's a difference. Let me see. He said, Gunner says, and most of them were on the Democratic side. Okay. Mandrake says, I still stand by Harris's policies, but policies only do so much to get votes. Yeah. So we see. But what was, when you listen to MAGA supporters, what was their biggest knock on Kamala Harris? She doesn't have any policies. I don't know what the fuck they was listening to, because her policies were clearly laid out, easy to understand, and actually very attractive. But that's what they were saying. Where's her policy? Where's her policy? And anybody who knew anything about this, they would be like, what do you mean, what's her policy? Did you listen to her speech? No. Who did you listen to? Trump. The Pied Piper. Okay. Mandrake says, also charities are sketchy. That's why I do volunteering. I hear that. Jay DeVette says, what policies did she speak on besides lying about how she was born from a middle-class family? She was the vice president in office, and our economy is straight shit. The delusion is strong in this one. Well, I'm glad you said that, because the delusion is strong and it's on your side. Kamala Harris put forth an opportunity economy. So whether you wanted to just make more money to be able to take care of your family, or you wanted to start a business and be independent and grow your communities, she had a plan for that. And when you really think about it, that's more of a Republican thing. That's not what Democrats do. They don't normally encourage their party to take care of themselves and be independent. That's why they're known for the whole welfare thing and government programs. That's what they're known for. When you start talking about approving loans for startup businesses, small businesses to grow the economy, that's not what Democrats normally talk about. They normally talk about labor unions and blue collar jobs and just a way to, live the American dream in the middle, instead of being able to grow yourself and be able to actually start writing checks and hiring people. They normally encourage you to just get a job. So I don't know what you were listening to where you missed that, because time after time, it was like a broken record that she was talking about this. So you're talking about she doesn't come from a middle class family. And you say that she's delusional. Sir, you did not watch TV or videos. I don't know what you were watching, but whatever you were watching, it was definitely skewed to the right, nowhere near the middle, and absolutely none of the left. Because with all due respect, you don't know what you're talking about at all. So, but here's the thing. You can still go back and listen to some of her policy details, because there's still plenty of videos out there, plenty of footage. She actually talked about that in the debate. Did you watch the debate? Because she talked about that. You say she's spewing lies, and she didn't come from a middle class family. Well, what kind of family did she come from? And maybe you don't know where the middle class is. Did you know the middle class is anything from 0 to 900,999? You're still middle class if you make $800,000 a year. You're still middle class. You're not out of the middle until you make $1 million. So maybe you don't know what middle class is. Now, of course, you're upper middle class, but you're middle class. You're not rich. Even $1 million these days doesn't make you rich. This is not 1950. So, just little stuff like that. But listen, you can call in 319-527-6199, because you sound like somebody I like to talk to. And it's no animosity. No animosity. When I take the calls that are on the line right now, you're going to see how I let everybody have their say so. We rock out on here. We just exchange ideas. I'm not here to offend anybody. I'm not here to be offended. But, I'll let you say whatever you want to say. I do believe in the First Amendment, freedom of speech. I believe in the Second Amendment, too. And I also believe in, I believe in a lot of shit. Hoon Goon says, should be illegal to profit unless you got it. Unless you got what? Mr. Payfor says, facts, Goodwill selling ish, wholesale price. Feed the children, been around for at least 4 decades. Man, Jake says, you said 3 times in reference to Son saying Trump won twice. Okay. Oh, y'all going back and forth. Okay, hold on. Let me get up out of here. Okay. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. I'm at 12 likes. Come on, y'all. I thought we was having a good time here. Please hit the like button. I know a lot of times you just start listening to the show and you get so deep into it, forget to hit the like button. But I need y'all to hit the like button. Just hit the like button. I promise to deliver. I promise. All right. Let me see. Mandrake says Harris and Biden were repairing the economy that Trump destroyed before the turn, but before them. Well, you're never going to get them to understand that. I don't know how. I don't know. This revisionist history that I've been seeing and hearing, I don't know what the hell is going on. Somebody came on the show the other day and said that the average price of gas in 2018 was 197. And I had to say, I don't know where you were living, where was that? But I live in Philly, and that's not what it was. So we looked it up, and guess what? It was 290 something in 2018. That was the average price. So that means it was higher than that in some areas in my area, and it was lower than that in some areas. But it was 290. I think it was like 290 something. Hold on, let me hold on now. Wait a minute. Hold on now. Hold on now. What was the average price? Let me see. It was 297. So I don't know. Let me see. Lagoon says, then why was my business doing worse under her reign? Whose reign? She's the vice president. And your business, of course your business was doing worse. You came out of a pandemic where everything was shut down. You think, what do you think? What do you think the pandemic was like, a cold? You thought it was like a flu? You think like you just had a case of the sniffles? You know, get some antibiotics or you know, drink, eat a little chicken soup and then it gets better. Nothing was open except for essential businesses for almost 2 years. People are still working from home today because of that pandemic. So why was your business doing better? Why was it doing better when Trump was? Because it was probably doing better in 2019, 18, and 17. But in 2020, I bet you your business was shit. Because you couldn't, unless you had an essential business, you didn't have no business. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, Trump spent more money. He put more debt in our economy during his 4-year administration than any other president. Period. Like, he killed it. 7.8 trillion, some old crazy like, what are you talking about? I think y'all just like the way he talks. You know, like, it's a funny thing about Trump. Either you love his voice or you hate it. I hate it. Evidently, some people love it. Because this is interesting to say the least. All right. Okay. A lot of distractions. Trump 2024. Okay. Okay. Hood Goon says cancer or diabetes. Hopefully it goes to research. You was talking about when I was talking. They don't be getting none of that money, man. A lot of distraction says, don't put your confidence in a man or a woman. I agree with that. Hood Goon says he released the oil reserves. It's true. Gas was cheaper. It may have been cheaper. How much cheaper is what the question is, son. I'm not denying that it was cheaper. How much cheaper? Because people try to make it out to seem like it was $1 cheaper, and it wasn't. It the fuck wasn't. It just wasn't. I know he says that shit, but he says all kinds of shit. Just like he says, I alone can fix this. Like, it sounds totally ridiculous. But MAGA supporters hang on to that shit. They actually, I mean, people look for something they want to believe. And he gives them something to believe in. And they go for it. Hook, line, and sinker. All right. Seika Sala, my peoples, what's good? Hood Goon says, you think Biden did anything? Well, check the American economy versus the rest of the world. Don't listen to me. Check I mean, who are you going to believe? The numbers or me? Because I'll tell you straight up and down, I don't study enough of this to call myself an expert or to tell people to rely on me. I say, look it up. Compare the economy in the United States. I know, the price of eggs and food and I don't know, milk and eggs, the cheese and gas. I know it's got everybody fucked up. I get that. I'm in the fight too. But you have to also understand that when we talk about the economy, we're not talking about me and you. That's the little dirty secret. When we speak of the economy, we're not talking about me and you. We don't factor in the economy. They're talking about corporations. This is a money thing. They're talking about major corporations, Fortune 500 companies and stuff like that. They're not talking about me and you. They're not talking about anybody who files tax returns. They're not talking about somebody who needs a child tax credit. We don't count. We don't count, sir. We just don't. The same way as like when they talk about the unemployment rate. They're not talking about people who are actually unemployed. They're talking about people who receive unemployment benefits. There's a difference. It's the same word, different language. You understand what I'm saying? When they say the economy, they mean corporations. They don't mean citizens. You don't factor into the economy. You're affected by the economy, but you don't factor into it. They're not talking about you. They're just talking to you. Same thing when they say the unemployment rate. Unemployment is the lowest it's been. That just means y'all stop cutting checks. That's all it means. So it doesn't mean your ass is working. It just means that they're not paying you. You're getting nothing. You're not receiving a check every week or every other week from the government. No unemployment benefits. That's what the unemployment rate means. I mean, and I'm just saying, I'm not saying that y'all don't know that, but a lot of people don't know. Well, now you know. And please don't believe me on that either. You got Google on your phone. Look it up. Look it up. All right. Hoodgoon says raising his voice and getting all worked up about facts. Oh, I'm a passionate man, but I don't have no reason to yell at you. The fuck? But I talk loud anyway. And one of the reasons that I talk loud is because I often have my earbuds in my ear, so But anyway. Seika Sala says Trump is a sharp businessman and not as political. This term he picked a great team that can help the cause. You like his cabinet picks? Oh, okay. Drew says dude bought his necklace at Santa's shop. Shit. Lou Sassel says Seika Sala, you couldn't be more wrong. What a terrible yo. Woo! Hagoon says the American economy, we're a worldwide superpower. That's how it should be. Trust me, that's what they want. Politics is about money, y'all. It's not about people. We get caught up in it, but it's not about people. It really isn't. It's about money. That's why every law and every policy has a dollar amount attached to it. That's where you get fines and penalties from. Everything in politics is about money. So when you ask, well, how come we don't have more recreation centers, or why don't we have more shopping centers and blah, blah, blah. And the question is, well, who's going to pay for it? Because the government ain't paying for it out of their own budget. It doesn't work that way. The United States is nothing but a big corporation. So you can say that since it's just a big corporation, since Donald Trump has been the head of corporations, he should be the perfect man for the job. Well, no. Like if I'm in the pizza business, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm qualified to be in the defense business. Doesn't exactly work that way. So the dude has bankrupt 6 casinos. That doesn't sound like an easy thing to do. 6 casinos? Like you go to, that old saying, the house wins, the house always wins. Well, Donald Trump fucked that up. 6 bankrupt casinos? Yo, Atlantic City. I live in Philly. I'm from Philly, born and raised. Have gone to Atlantic City all my life. Atlantic City used to be full of Trump casinos. Trump you got to understand, he's a branding expert. He doesn't actually work. He sells his name. He's all right. Man. Lou Sasso says lowered inflation the quickest. Okay, wait. Chips and Science Act capped insulin at $35 and record highs in the stock market. Well, that's all true. Talking about Biden. Biden did a lot. In history will treat Biden well. It will. You know what I mean? It's sad the way he had to go out, but history will treat Biden very well. Seeing Flex and my peoples was good. Y'all talking good shit tonight. That's what's up. Let me see. Mandrake says, Hagoon, that doesn't change our declining rate. Declining rate. That's what you meant. We are declining slower. We're declining slower than every other nation on earth, which is thanks to Biden and Harris. Well, that's actually true. But let Donald Trump say, we are a third world nation. We are a nation in decline. We are literally a third. He called us a third world. You ever been to a third world country? You ever visit Haiti? Third world nation? With even homeless people running around here with a cell phone, you talking about we a third world nation? All right. Small businesses are the backbone of this nation. I don't know who you get your plumbing and electrical done by, but it's not Amazon, bro. Word. Okay. All right. No, I don't. Okay. Oh, I'm wrong about everything. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about when I was talking about the economy. I'm talking about from a political standpoint. See, this is the problem. I'm telling you how it works, and you're telling me how it's supposed to be. I'm giving you the game, but you want to play. You just want me to tell you, how to dribble with your left hand and you're right-handed. All right. I don't deny that. I'm not a rich man, son. So it would behoove me and you to find out the truth about certain things, because the rich know the truth. And when I say that the economy, when they talk about the economy, they are not talking about me and you. I said that they were talking to me and you, but they're not talking about me and you. When they say the economy, they're talking about the stock market. They're talking about how well big businesses are doing. They're not talking about you and your union job your salaried or hourly salary job. They're not talking about you. They're not talking about middle America when they talk about the economy. I'm trying to tell you they're not. Now you can keep believing that they are, and you'll want to get in arguments with people like me because we're just trying to give you like some education, a greater understanding about how whether Democrats are talking about it or whether Republicans are talking about it, they're still talking about the same thing, and they're talking to you, but they're not talking about you. Just like I just put you on, if you didn't know, about the unemployment rate. A lot of people don't know. They don't know that when you talk about you may have family members, friends, neighbors, and co-workers, classmates and all of that don't have any job. And they talking about that don't have any jobs. And they're talking about how low the unemployment rate is. It's because it goes down when they cut you off your check. So anybody listening to me who has ever collected unemployment and took too long to find a job, they gave you a specific time to find a job. And when you didn't find a job within that time, then they stopped paying you unemployment wages. And then their unemployment rate went up. Their unemployment rate went down because now you are off their payroll. This ain't hard. It ain't hard. All right. Okay, Loose Assel says, no, those are facts. Baby, and I'm sorry, I'm far up on the comments, y'all, but I can't read and talk as fast as y'all can comment. What's that? Baby hits a wall. I do agree. Unemployment is now harder to get. That is a Kamala. That is a Kamala and Trump thing. I don't know. Who gonna say you want to be in second? That's in you. You want every country to be equal. We're going back to the time of 50 years of technology. Baby hits a wall. Do you think Kamala should move more left and be less bipartisan and look better to moderates? Because right now, Democrats are putting themselves down. MAGA or conservatives or the GOP is looking like geniuses. But it ain't the way you start, it's the way you finish. Donald Trump got off to a good start his first administration. How did he finish? Biden actually got off to a slow start. How did he finish? He's finishing well. Very, very well. I don't know if y'all watched the news earlier, but he did score a ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon. So, it's something. They weren't going to do that before the election because they thought that would give the Democrats an advantage and give them a chance to win the election. But Biden has had a lot of things in the works. So, and that's foreign policy. So I'm saying all of that about it's not how you start, it's how you finish. I don't think that is a good idea for the Democrats to try to realign themselves right now because the midterms will be here in a couple of years. And what we're seeing right now, when everybody on the MAGA side is acting like they won the Super Bowl and like, yo, this is the way you win elections because this is how America is. You have to take some things into consideration when you look at Kamala Harris's loss. There's some things like, man, could it just be that the United States is not ready for not ready for a female president, and certainly not ready for a black female president? I mean, no, totally out of this country is totally liberal. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. It doesn't matter if she's black or white. What is this, a Michael Jackson song? It doesn't matter if it's black or white. Really? With Donald Trump having a decisive victory over her, she still got more votes than Obama did in both of his elections, and he won. But here's the difference. Kamala also got more votes than Biden did in 2020. I don't know if y'all know that. So she did well. But more people are voting now. The internet is farther along, in social media is a lot stronger of an influence in 2024 than it was in 2008, in 2012. We're a different world now. We're a different world. So although, and listen, these are just facts. These are just raw numbers. You can look them up. Look them up, please. Please, whatever you do, don't take anything that I say seriously or take it at face value. Hold on. We're about to. I see something about to happen here. I'm about to shut it down. Okay. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time. Give it a little bit more time. Mandrake says he bankrupt 6 casinos. I know where I'm going to make a quick buck. He did. He bankrupt 6. Listen, man, this is all public information. Seen flexing. Hoodgoon says my insulin has never been $35, but I love to see it. All right, Idiotic Genius says commodity prices have dropped 22% in the last 4 years. Corporations got a $43 million tax break, but my taxes went up to 40%. I made $4 million less the last 3 years thanks to politicians. Yeah, you win some, you lose some. Mo Lester. That's what you decided to name yourself, my dude. What's going on? BPM says, I've been in third world nations. They had cell phones and tech, but they didn't want it. Okay. All right, to support you in Afghan, we were there spending billions to help people that just want to be left alone in their homes, don't want tech. Okay. All right. My point is the United States was never, is not, and probably never will be a third world nation. It's actually insulting to third world countries for anybody to say that we're a third world country. That's an insult. It really is. It really is. Okay, Card Collector says, I love those necklaces. Appreciate that. That's what's up. All right, so I'm ready for whoever. Hoodgoon says, I'm ready for whoever has our best interest in mind. That happens to be Trump. Oh, well, I said it. Okay, well, you'll see. You'll see. We've lived this Trump experience before. Now it's time for us to see it when he doesn't have another term waiting for that to campaign for. It's a difference when you're a lame duck. It's different. You know what I mean? Because he he strikes me as the type that would throw the baby out with the bathwater. That man doesn't care about other people. He cares about him. And we've seen that, and I don't know how people miss that point. But whether or not he's the best man for us, he's who won. So Democrats can be mad about it, and we can feel bad about it. Doesn't matter. Whether he's the right man for the job or the wrong man for the job, he is the leader of the free world. Watch out, world. See, I've been watching videos with these Latinos, because the Latino vote was strong for Trump, which is the most mind-boggling thing. So they thought that Trump was only going to deport the cartels, the drug dealers, the violent offenders. They didn't understand. He sending them all back, all undocumented workers, all legal and illegal aliens, all of them going back. Everybody, legal or illegal. By his own words, America is for Americans. So your abuelita, which is your granny, your abuelo, which is your grandfather, your mom, your dad, your sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, all of them going back if they're not American citizens. All of them. So you're going to see a modern day 2025 Trail of Tears. I don't know if I know that the Latinos don't want to see that, but they voted for it. But I think that the way that's going to look, even the Americans that thought they wanted to see that shit, I don't know if they ready for that. Because it's going to be some sad shit. But you might get what you want, might not want what you get. Want what you got what you didn't want. It's going down like that. You can't front. All right. Mandre says Afghanistan was a modern country with modern technology in the 1980s. It's not that they don't want technology. It's that they got butchered. Well, yeah. Afghanistan. Listen, man. Afghanistan got drugs over there. They got opium. Now, Donald Trump can talk about the Chinese and fentanyl and all that kind of shit. The United States has been profiting off of drug sales, drug imports for so, and they're profiting on the front end and the back end. So they're bringing the drugs in, then they're prosecuting you for selling and using the drugs. And they're also, so they get money, by putting it in and by prosecuting it. And then you got privatization of prisons, which knocks out the incentive or the motivation for any rehabilitation. And that was a Democratic thing. That happened under Bill Clinton, the privatization of prisons. But okay. Harsh the Zero says, I'm not mad my candidate lost. I'm pissed that Trump won. I feel you, son. I feel you. 8 p.m. says, no, it's insulting to work alongside people who aren't third world. I don't know what y'all be talking about sometimes. All right. Okay. All right, let's do this. I have a call on the line. We have a caller. Sorry, I've been making you wait so long, but I'm ready. Caller with the last numbers 9843. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for being patient. What's on your mind tonight? What's good? Are you there?
I just was listening to everything. When I first called in, we were talking about the fact that if the Republicans won the election, there's so much talk about it, and I don't, it is an eerie feeling. It doesn't feel like, Democrats have lost before, but at the same time, it's something wrong. It's something definitely wrong. So I don't know, but like I said, hopefully, I don't know, like if Kamala Harris is not, she's not showing herself very much. Waltz is on YouTube shorts. And anyway, uh, I don't know if it was a fair election or not. Yeah, naturally they're going to say the Democrats are upset because we lost. Okay, that's what they come up their mouth. But when I stopped and I've just been listening to it and listening to it and listening to it, and I'm not the only person who feels like this. It's a whole lot of people feel like that,
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a jealousy thing or anything like that. But like I said, we have lost before. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So it's just I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Yeah, but it's just a lot going on, and we'll just have to wait and see and have to ride it out.
Yeah.
If this man does get sworn in, and you know what I thought about? You know how you sworn in on the regular Bible? I guarantee you that man is going to try to get sworn in on that thing that he calls a Bible. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. It's just it's a lot going on, and I was saying to myself, well, they're being awfully quiet. The Democrats are, and hopefully, they're just doing a lot of what they need to be doing to see how and when, because did you hear anything about a mailbox being set on fire?
Yeah, I saw some stuff like that during the like before election day. There was a lot of that, actually. There was a lot of that. And let me ask you this. Let me yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Okay, so there was some really
you go ahead.
Okay. There were some real questionable things that happened that may have influenced the election and may not have. Maybe there's some things. Maybe there were some votes that got lost. Maybe there was some some shady activity going on that may not come out now. It may come out later on. Everything doesn't have to come out immediately. But I think one of the things that I think one of the things that Democrats are really salty about is that when in 2020, when MAGA lost, they didn't take it well. There was no peaceful transfer of power. There was no concession. There was no, they held on to the belief that they won and that they were better. Democrats, I think a lot of them feel like they're being chained down. They can't complain openly. They can't express not only their displeasure, but they can't express their concerns about like fairness or justice. Like, how do we know this was legit? For 4 years, MAGA said that that the Democrats stole the election, and they held on to that. Now, as Democrats, we can't say it. It's like as Democrats, we have to just let the decision rest as it is. And I don't really think that's right. But I know that would make me mad. Like, so wait a minute. So, like, if this was a basketball game, yeah. If this was like a basketball game and my team lost on a questionable foul, you gonna tell me that no, you can't blame the refs. You should have just been up. You should have just been up so far in the scoring that it wouldn't have mattered. Like, wait a minute. If it was a bad call, it was a bad call. At least rewind the tape so we can see if it was a good call or a bad call. But they saying we can't rewind the tape. Like, we just have to take it at face value. I don't think that's cool. That's to me that makes me mad. Like, well, wait a minute. Right. We can't even invest.
No, it's not. And I'm gonna tell you something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you know what? I look at it and I be saying, well, you put, I definitely, I don't so much trust a man or woman. But the way I'm looking at this thing, the way it's going, and then they got all these AIs, artificial, whatever. You don't know what you're looking at. Just like last night, I was just scrolling through YouTube. Last night they said that Mike Tyson under pressure, he gave it up. He threw the fight for $8 million under the people questioning him. But you can't believe everything that you see on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But I like I said, I still believe that it was something wrong with the fight. So I don't know if it's gonna come out or not. But I was looking at the chat while people were chatting in, and I see where it says Mike is back. Mike is back. But I don't know. Maybe it'll come out. Maybe it was some truth. Maybe it's not. But anyway, I'm just saying, well, we just better get ready, and I just saying, for loading up and doing what we got to do. Because we may end up having a right here in the United States if this man don't act right. You know what I mean?
Well,
yeah. On the serious side, yeah.
He ain't been known to act right. He's a busybody. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Well. Well, I'm really wondering.
All right, then. Well, I'll let you go so much.
Okay. All right. Well, have a good night. Mm-hmm. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate you.
All right.
All right. Good night.
Okay. All right. Okay. Have a good day. Okay. Bye-bye.
Good caller, good supporter. Always, always, always. But yeah, I want to know from y'all. Like for the MAGA supporters, die hard, loose, or just consequential. Like, do you really feel like you won? Because when you win something, like you feel like, all right, now I got what I wanted. Now we know that Trump doesn't take office until he's sworn in on January 20th. Okay, that's fine. But do you think that he's going to deliver what he said he was going to deliver? Because that's really what it all boils down to. You know what I mean? Like, did you really win? Like, there's a difference between winning a battle and winning a war. Is he going to deliver on all the things that he said he was going to deliver on? And all of the things that he skipped even commenting on, what about those things? Because, they're already talking about how this Project 2025 thing is going to play out. And as much as Donald Trump denied that he knew anything about Project 2025, he did know about it. I don't think he read about it because he doesn't like to read. But I imagine somebody read it to him or briefed him about it way before the election. I'm sure of it. His name is mentioned way too many times in the report for him not to know anything about it, and for people to include him without him knowing anything about it. That would, because that could get him in a whole lot of hot water. But is he going to be able, like, talking about Social Security and Medicare and things like that? Now, a lot of people aren't in the age of entitlements and things like that, but there are a lot of people who depend on these things. And these things are going to be restructured all crazy So this might not work out the way that people think it's going to work out. So you may have won and you may not have won at the same time. I see we have another caller on the line. I'm going to take the caller. All right, hold on. Benito Salazar says we're not even a month out and people bugging. Well, yeah. You don't panic after something happens. You panic in anticipation. You know what I mean? You have war and then you have rumors of war. The rumors of war is what gets everybody, in an uproar. Let me see. Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all in the chat, man. Y'all in here talking about history and shit. This is good shit. I love having a smart art audience. This is good shit. This is my kind of debate. It really is. Okay. Caller with the last number. I'm sorry. We're going to take the caller on the line with the last number is 9728. I'm sorry, 9721. It's late for me. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind tonight? What's good?
Hello. I was actually wondering, so you were talking about the people and how Trump supporters believe that they think that the economy is going to be better under Trump. Particularly in Elon Musk, do you think that Elon actually believes that the people will be helped by Donald Trump, or do you think he has some alternative motive?
Oh man. You know, I'm glad you brought up Elon Musk because I've managed to somehow put him out of my mind. But to me, that guy is dangerous. Elon Musk. Honestly, I think Elon Musk is way more dangerous than Donald Trump and JD Vance put together. I don't think that he has the American interest at heart in the least, honestly. He's definitely an elitist. And you have to understand that Elon Musk comes from a family that was very much a big part of apartheid in South Africa. He comes from that ilk. He comes from that energy. He comes from that historical perspective. So, and Donald Trump is sort of keeping him around, and he's appointed him as what is he? What is he supposed to? Oh my gosh! Now, you know what I think is interesting about this relationship? You know how Donald Trump loves oil. He's always talking about our liquid gold. You know what I mean? He loves oil.
Yeah.
And on the campaign trail, Donald Trump was talking about when he was talking about the shark and the battery. You know what I mean? A battery powered boat, and how it could electrocute him in the water. He would rather take his chances with a shark than an all electric vehicle. And Elon Musk is known for what? Like the irony of the irony of this relationship. I'm like, what the hell is going now? You have to understand that Elon Musk fueled millions and millions of dollars into Donald Trump's campaign. So he had a vested interest. It's safe to say that Elon bought Twitter just to make sure that Donald Trump had an advantage in the election because he could control the algorithm. So it's no surprise that Democratic posts and tweets on X were getting very low traction, but all of the GOP tweets were getting all of these numbers. So if you can control the visibility of promotion and stuff like that, that's a strong tool, especially in a political election. So this Elon, Yeah, I don't.
I didn't even think about that.
There's a lot to unpack here, man. there's a lot going on. You know what? I'm glad you called in. I would not have mentioned Elon Musk had you not. I've somehow managed to push him out of my mind, but I'm glad you reminded me because this Elon is worse than Trump, and I think that Trump is in awe of Elon, but I think that their relationship could really start to suffer somewhere along the line because you're talking about two very outspoken personalities that like to be in the spotlight. And Donald Trump doesn't really like to share the stage with anybody. So it might be okay, as long as you're helping me to get what I want. But after I get what I want, I'm probably going to want to do what I want.
Well, if you flash back to after Trump was coming out of office, Elon was super critical of Donald Trump and decided to not support either candidate for 2020.
I remember that. How things have changed, right? Yeah.
Yeah, his stocks started to go down, investing into Twitter, buying bonds off of or buying loans for the Twitter using stocks from Tesla. And the stock's been doing bad. And then now I think Elon has a vested interest in supporting Donald Trump to get an economic step up for his company.
Okay.
The whole American people thing is a ruse.
Yeah. A lot of people that are now supporting Trump had nothing but bad. I mean, look at JD Vance. He said he was a modern day Hitler.
Oh yeah, he climbed way up to power after he started supporting Trump. That's the only way you get up to power in the Republican Party.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
I mean, you gotta kiss the ring, you gotta kiss some ass, you gotta blow him a little bit. I think they did all three. I think he filled in all three holes. So I'm just keeping it a buck, man. This is a totally uncensored show when you call in. There's certain things that they can control in the chat, but when you call into the show, you can keep it 100. You know what I mean? I know I will. So, but yeah. Elon talked bad about Trump. If you remember, all of the senators after January 6th, pretty much everybody was against Donald Trump. And then, somebody took him in a room and they got a good talking to and made them remember that they were Republicans, and they all came out like, okay. Now Trump is good again. Look, McCarthy, Lindsey Graham, like I said, JD Vance, all of these cats were like, all right, no more Trump. We're through with that. And what happened? I'm telling you, man, money talks and bullshit walks. That's just how that goes. This is politics. And what people will do for money and power, is, and that's what they're saying about the Democrats too. They're saying that the Democrats were too concerned about maintaining power instead of concentrating on the needs of the voters. So they lost touch with the voters. I'm like, how the fuck did you lose touch with the voters? Where was the evidence that she had lost touch with the voters? Those rallies were selling out. They were full. There was an energy. Now, the one thing that you have to take into consideration when it comes to the campaigning of Kamala Harris is that she didn't go through a primary process, so she wasn't voted. She didn't have people who voted for her, who wanted her to be president, and she only had how long did she what she have? How long did she have the campaign? About 4 months.
I'm not too sure, but I think she switched
from July,
late summer.
Yeah, it was July from July.
Late July.
Yeah, late July to November. For that amount of time, she really did well. Because, like I said, she wasn't like Nikki Haley. Had Nikki Haley actually beat Trump, she had she would have had the support of people who voted for her in her interest. So it would have made more sense if she would have won the election. And this is for anybody who says that no, it didn't matter that Kamala Harris was a woman. Well, how come Nikki Haley did so bad against Trump in the primaries? I mean, he whooped her ass. They didn't want to. Now, of course, people will say it was because Trump was better. No, it wasn't just because Trump was better. They didn't think that Nikki Haley, who was a woman, had a chance against Joe Biden. They figured that Trump was the best candidate to go against Biden, and he was. Had he gone against Biden, who knows how it would have turned out. I could easily say that he would have beat Biden, but I actually think that Biden would have had a better chance because Joe Biden, he had his record to speak on, and he also had his supporters who voted him in. Kamala Harris didn't have that. I'm sorry.
Your opinion on something?
Yeah. Sure.
So, do you think that it's more important during that or that last election cycle to vote somebody who can beat Donald Trump or somebody who would break the glass ceiling, like be a woman, black, and president or whatever?
You know what? Listen, I can only speak for myself as a voter, and I would like to be the type of person that would vote based on the issues and for the health of this country. And I honestly, my honest opinion is that I don't trust Donald Trump. I don't think that he's a good person, and I don't think that he's good for this country. I don't. I don't trust his motivation. I don't trust somebody who gets in trouble a lot. I just can't. I can't trust a person like that. It like if you were my friend, if he was my friend, honestly, if he was a friend of mine, if he was somebody whose phone number I had, I would probably call him and be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Why can't you chill out? You know what I mean? Like, you're the king of the world. Relax. Just relax and govern. That's what I would say. And it's amazing that people who are close to him, whoever they are, I don't know if they tell him to do that or not. Because they're obviously pulling some strings behind the scenes because he doesn't know how to govern. He doesn't have any experience in that realm. So, he has to pass the baton to somebody. But I don't Donald Trump can only run for this term. He can't run for another term. He's done. So like it's not like he like 2 terms is all he can run on. He can't, even though he lost in 2020, this doesn't start a new re-election cycle. This is actually the continuance of his 2016 administration. So after this administration, he's done. So we don't need anybody to beat Donald Trump. But I don't think that Donald Trump is going to leave the White Office voluntarily, whether he has a second term or not. If this man is still healthy enough at 78 years old, I'm sorry, at 82 years old, which is how old he'll be at the end of this term, I think that he will try to.
Biden.
Huh?
Same age as Biden too, right now.
Yeah. So I don't think that he'll try to leave. And honestly, I don't trust his mental state. I don't think that he's well. I really don't. I don't trust his judgment. And I don't trust him. I don't support him. I don't like him. And he's not a guy for he has too many red flags for me. I can't deal. So
hey, well, thank you so much, man, for answering my call.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate that.
You have a nice day.
You too. All right. We're going to take the next caller. Virtuous Reality says you're a hateful person. Well, are you a loving person, sir or madam? Are you? Are you? You said BPM said what red flags? I don't know. I don't know. Interacting with dictators, trying to change around the Constitution. I don't know. Inciting an insurrection in January 6th. I don't know. Presenting, hoarding around. Parading around top secret documents and all. Oh, that's right. Y'all don't believe that he did all of that, or that any of that stuff matters. I forgot. When Donald Trump commits a crime, it's not a crime. I forgot. He might not commit a crime, but he definitely puts up some red flags. Virtuous Reality says, name a reason you hate him, you goof. I didn't say I hated him, you ass. I didn't say I hated him, you ass. Yo, dumb motherfucker. I never said the word hate. I said I don't like him. I said I don't trust him, and I don't. As a matter of fact, let me double down. Fuck Donald Trump. Okay? Got it? Fuck Donald Trump. Now I'm about to take the next caller. Caller with the last number is 0297. And I want you to clean out your ears, open up your eyes, and we can have a good time here. Even if you don't have a good time, we can have a good time.
90 seconds.
Oh, shit. We good, though. We good. I got you. Caller with the last number is 0297. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for holding, sir. What's going on? How you feeling tonight?
Hey, I'm okay. This is Ed from Detroit. I'm info spot 411 YouTube channel in the chat here.
That's what's up, man.
Well, the show's going politics, so I got to call in. You know, I was hoping to avoid it, but hey, that's the way it's going. Look, there's just so much to comment on, but it's just what's being left out with the discussion. Like, let me go to Harris.
Okay.
You got a lady right now. What, 20 million in debt, paid all these celebrities, and you know, I'm looking like, okay, she's gonna run the country and get things turned around, and that's one of the big things that hurt her was she was asked twice, point blank, which you see, you know, well, what would you do differently that President Biden didn't do or he did do? And, nothing comes to mind. Well, how are you going to sell people on change? But she's caught in a catch-22 because that's your boss. You're the vice president. He's the president. You're not offering change. The economy, the inflation, and then her being the border czar, and we have some major issues with immigration. That's a major issues for the voters. As far as a woman, I'm not having it. That to me is the CNN excuse, because I also take this into consideration. There's a number of people that voted for Harris just because they wanted a first woman president. Now let's go to 2016, Hillary Clinton. If it's so much, America just don't want a woman yet, they're not ready. Well, how did Hillary Clinton win the popular vote in 2016? If that's what you're trying to tell me, not me to you, but just in general, I hear America's not ready for a woman, they don't want a woman. No, the popular vote, Hillary Clinton won it in 2016. It's just that she was not a good candidate. And I will say, I do agree with you. She was thrown in at the last minute because President Biden was planning on running all the way up here till November, but major donors and the DNC pretty much put the kibosh on him running the campaign. Mm-hmm. It'll come out that he's probably got some dementia or some problems. I'm not faulting him for that. Everybody gets old and has that. And I think what I'm catching on to, that's why he invited Trump out, and his wife wore all red on the day of the election. He's pissed because he was forced from being able to run a second term, President Biden, you know, and I think he's kind of like, okay, well, you guys didn't want me running. Look what happened. We had to put Harrison. Part of it too, I believe, I have to check it. There was a bunch of money, and if they put Harrison at the end of July, she was able to tap into that money right away. We're talking, I think, close to $1 billion. Where if let's say they tried to run a primary and push that through, and you had someone like Newsom, let's say, in Wallsboro, it would have took them much longer to get the money, and then they had such a short window and a time frame to get this thing all together. You know, when you're talking 3 months till election. So, with the interviews now, one thing Trump did that was brilliant was he went on Joe Rogan's podcast. I think it was like 40 million views. Mm-hmm. And he showed up there in Austin, Texas. He took all the questions, and Joe Rogan says, I'm fair. I'll be more than happy to interview Harris and give her a fair chance. So her campaign people said, no, she's not coming to Austin to do the thing with you. You can come meet her, and we're only going to give you close to an hour's of time, and we're going to pre-screen questions. And Rogan's like, nope, I'm going to do it, my interview, whether it's an hour or 2 hours, and I'll ask what I want to ask. And I know me and you disagreed on the Fox News interview she had with Brett Barr, which I felt was a disaster that hurt her. Although we disagreed on that. It's some things I like with Trump and the economy. Like when he talked about John Deere, they were going to send manufacturing down to Mexico. He says, "Oh, if you're going to put Americans out of work and then put this major manufacturing in Mexico, I'm going to hit your butts with a tariff." Now, he did that, but what's getting misconstrued from his first term is people are trying to say, oh, he wants to tariff everything. No, he doesn't. When it comes to major things, like, for example, China was invested in building a major automotive production facility down in Mexico. They even have pictures of the building and put this through. It says, well, you start putting automotive production down here in Mexico, put a bunch of Americans out of work, I'm going to hit your ass with a tariff. When going back to 2016, President Obama was laughing at Trump when he spoke to the workers at Carrier. He said, what's he going to do, wave a magic wand and just save all your jobs? And President Obama spoke about the global economy, and this is somewhere in, and you got to look to other means of employment and this and that. And then he cut a deal in the Pence and saved a bunch of jobs at Carrier. And then he got criticized by Whoopi Goldberg and other major liberal media people saying, well, what do we have to give up? Oh, now you're all concerned about the tax dollars. I'll wait and see. Is he going to give us a tax break or cut taxes on overtime as he promised and on Social Security? I want to see him deliver on that. I want to see a crackdown on immigration. I make a differential between legal and illegal immigration. As far as the illegal immigration, I have a crackdown on that. Now, President Obama did deport more people under his presidency as far as illegal immigration than Trump did in his first 4 years, but we'll see what's to come. Oh gosh. Anyway, do you have any questions for me, or?
Well, I was just going to say
there was just so much talked about,
No, I got you. It's funny when you were talking about Kamala Harris, you were saying that you didn't go for people not voting for her because she was a woman.
Correct.
And you said about Hillary Clinton, why didn't she win? She won a popular vote. Well, the popular vote doesn't win elections. So you can win the popular vote to until the cows come home. Guess what? You're not going to be president. So the popular vote is not what you want to win. You want to win the electoral vote because that's the only way you're going to be president. So
correct. I was making. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. And Kamala Harris got more votes than Hillary Clinton did. So I'm not saying that nobody would vote for her. But it's an extenuating circumstance when you factor a woman into it. we also had another woman that was running for president during this election, which was Nikki Haley, and she was in the primaries with Donald Trump, and he mopped the floor with her, and along that on that campaign trail, she talked about all of the mistakes and all of the missteps that Donald Trump had done in his administration, and she talked about how dangerous he was, and nobody gave a fuck. And it's not surprising that nobody gave a fuck because, there are plenty of people here who's when their minds are made up, they're made up. So, it would be like me trying to convince you that your mother is no good. Like, what are you talking about? You're talking about my mom. So regardless of how you feel about her or what your experience with her is, first of all, you got to watch your mouth, and she's still going to be my mom when all is said and done, and I'm still going to be on her side. So I believe that a lot of MAGA supporters, all of those MAGA supporters that were left over from 2020, you think that they waited 4 years to get off of the Donald Trump bandwagon over some missteps? They already know what he's capable of and some of the things that he's done. So, but I can't discount. I don't like to use that word misogyny. Let me just say this: I can't discount that there's racism that could have played in it. I'm not saying that it was the overwhelming factor, but to say that in the United States that nobody votes with identity politics, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, before the 44th president, President Barack Obama, there were no other presidents besides white presidents that were ever serious candidates. So we have a history of that can't be denied, and we can't conveniently, dumb it down and act like it doesn't exist or like we've advanced so far. Come on now, just because you may be the type that judges people or interacts with people based on their character and their personality, and maybe you exclude race from your social circles and how you judge them. It doesn't mean that everybody does that. And even if you are the type of person who does that, who is more on a liberal side socially, that doesn't necessarily mean that you want your politics to go that way. Power is not an easy thing to relinquish. If I was a white man, I probably would identify with somebody who looks like me also. I don't really think anything is wrong with that. Like, and you've heard my views on how racism works. You know what I mean? It's not just about who you are. It's about what you do to people who are not like you. You understand what I'm saying? So, okay, I wanted to speak on that part. And the other thing is, you were saying that that Kamala Harris was when she was asked what would she do differently than Joe Biden. It's funny about what you said when she said that she pretty much would do the same things that he said. I mean, that he did. That's not what I heard in any of the interviews where she was asked that.
Oh, her comment was her answer. Her answer was, would you do anything differently than what Joe Biden has done or hasn't done in his past 4 years of his presidency? And her answer was, nothing comes to mind.
Okay,
what trying to sell people on change.
Okay,
and that's something that hurt her. I'm not saying that's the only factor, but that's what hurt her. And real quick, just to clarify, my reference, as far as I understand, that the electoral vote is what counts. But I was making reference to Hillary Clinton winning the popular vote when I hear, not you, but in general, I've been hearing a lot of the gender excuse. And I'm like, well, if there's this big gender excuse, then why was it that most Americans in 2016 voted for Hillary Clinton? And yeah, Trump did mop the floor with Haley, but he also took out, I was unbelievable with DeSantis. I thought DeSantis was going to make a pretty big run. He had a lot of popularity. But
Nah, he sucks.
I mean, he just took them out great in the primary. He wiped him out the floor with the other ones. I mean, other Republicans in the primary. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to.
No, that's okay. DeSantis had a lot of things going against him. You know what I mean? That whole that shit that he's doing with Disney in Florida. You know, he turned a lot of people off as a serious candidate. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like he was no match for a Donald Trump. You know, he was no match. And like I said, Donald Trump still had a lot of layover people who were just, you know, chomping at the bit, waiting for him to get back in office, and they weren't backing off with that. And I think that Trump, you know, this country isn't the same with voters as it was in 2016. We have a lot more people participating in the voting process than we ever have had before. We thought that's why it was so hard for Donald Trump to believe that Joe Biden had got 80 million votes when Trump had got 70 million, because they both broke records that were unprecedented, and then they broke records this time. But and they're going to break records from now on because more people are becoming involved in the voting process. A lot of times you hear people talking about, you know, they either caping for Trump or they're caping for a Democrat, and they're not even registered voters. And that's just those are just the facts. We have a lot of people out here acting like voters, and they're not voters. But then there are a lot of people who are becoming voters. Like, you know, as far as Hillary Clinton, I didn't vote for Hillary in 2016. I did not like her. I thought she was going to win anyway, so I just skipped the whole presidential ticket altogether. I voted for everybody except for the president, and look what happened. But because I'm sure I wasn't the only one who felt that way. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, and then we got to get on the body here, man.
Sure.
The other thing I just wanted to touch on was, I'm not sure if Biden really wanted to run a second term, but I know he didn't want to go out the way that he went out, and that's that's understandable. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's one thing to want to leave on your own accord or on your own power. It's another thing to be carried out on a stretcher. Nobody wants to go out like that, and I know it would be hard for me to accept if something like that happened to me, especially when you have a record of policy successes that he has had in this administration. History is really going to treat Biden well. He has nothing to be ashamed of, but he's an older man, and he wanted to be alive to see it. You understand what I mean? So I get that part, but you know, I'm glad I did this show tonight, even though I wanted to stray away from politics for a while because I was I mean, really, I was sick of it too. Yeah. But this is what it is now, and you know, I'm watching a lot of stuff talking about how the corporate media, a lot of people are going to independent media, and for people who don't know me, they may look at me like I'm independent media, but I'm not really a politics guy. This is not a political channel. We just talk about politics in a social way. You know, this is not where you come to get political information. But this is the world we live in, and whether you consider yourself to be a winner or a loser in this election, I was really wondering, because all I hear is when Democrats express any concerns about what's going to happen with the Trump administration, you know, all I hear is they just mad because they lost, they can't get over it, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, well, shit, y'all never got over it. Y'all waited 4 years to strike back, and nobody wants to see their candidate lose their election, because everybody thinks that their way of life is going to is going to change, and it's going to get so much worse. And then we normally wind up surviving it, but you never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, but let me ask you, since
Sure.
you voted for Trump, did you really feel did you feel like you won?
I was happy because I feel Trump, as well as Republicans, are going to do a lot, much better for the country and stuff that I want to see. They're gonna stop the LGBTQ transgender nonsense as far as what I don't like is going on with the schools. I like that they're gonna we'll wait and see as far as what's going on with some of these immigration issues. I don't like when people could come across the southern border and click on an app and then all of a sudden get asylum, by saying, oh, I felt threatened, and made it so easy for this stuff going on. The economy and inflation, I know that's going to get into a whole discussion. I'm not happy with the direction things have gone under Biden and Harris. I know that's something we disagree on. I brought up the National Inflation Reductionary Act in the first 2 years of what the Democrats and Biden and Harris have done. So I like some of his CARE stuff, and I'm pretty pissed off right now with the decision President Biden made allowing Ukraine to fire these missiles into Russia when they're occupying some of this Russian territory. And what gets left out of the fold a lot, I think I mentioned it once previous on your show, was when the Soviet Union ended, the agreement was no bordering countries are to be members of NATO. That agreement has been broken. And I'm not siding with Putin. I don't like Putin, but I can understand why he's in Ukraine. And it's like, to allow this to happen, this guy, you don't want a war with Russia or China. He's got nuclear missiles. He could take out cities with ease right now in America, as well as he could just nuke Kyiv. I just don't like that. So those are, it's just a number of things. In what I saw Harris mostly as is just 4 more years of Biden inflation, putting a vote towards for her. Mm-hmm. So, there's a number of things. I'm not just, stuck on one issue. But one thing I'm happy about, and I hope people could take away, who might be listening to us, or if you listen to the show a little later, me and you, I don't take any of this personal. We could have friendly discourse and disagree on the political issues, on some social issues. I just wish a lot more people, from the media to just people in general, could do this, engage in it. We don't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff, but we could still be friends. We're friendly with each other. We have a cordial conversation on it. It's just, it's so divisive, and the hatred and the bitterness, and then a lot of times it gets personal. People can't handle it if someone doesn't see things the way they see it, especially on politics and social issues.
Yeah. It's wishful thinking.
I even said there's things I don't like about Trump too, by the way.
I'm sure there is. Yeah. See, the difference between somebody like you and somebody else who is more indoctrinated is that you're more of an independent thinker, and I can appreciate that. You understand? Like you listen. Yeah. You're not just trying to stomp on somebody or draw a line in the sand. I'm on this side and you're on that side, and we have to be enemies. I'm management and you're union, and we're always going to clash. It doesn't have to be that way. But I do understand that you nor I is going to influence that for the average voter, because they want that fight. It's attractive to them. Yeah. They don't understand how destructive that decisiveness is, and they also don't understand that in politics, those guys aren't enemies. They're opponents, but they're not enemies. So a lot of it is a show. Look, like I said, Mark Rubio, Ted Cruz, JD Vance, Elon Musk, all of them had terrible things to say about Trump. Where are they all now? So if you think that Democrats, I mean, when they're in the White House and all that, they have those meetings and those hearings and stuff like that. They know each other. They're not enemies of each other, but each side has to. They have to get theirs. So it's like we don't expect that the Lakers are gonna hate the Celtics personally. It's not personal, but I'm going to try to beat your team every single time we play, every time, and we're going to put on a show. How about that? So the one thing I wanted to say, I couldn't get on track about it. With Kamala Harris, she had the disadvantage of having to distance herself away from Biden, and I thought that was unfair. She had to distance herself away from a successful administration. That's fucked up. You know what I mean? I really didn't. I thought that was a real big disadvantage for her, and I think that played a large role. She had to totally act like Biden sucked, and she knew that he was the only reason that she was here. So I'm sure that they worked that out privately and personally. But yeah, for the rest of the country, she had to say that I'm not Joe Biden and I'm going to do things my way and all of that. She couldn't just straight up say, well, yeah, I'm going to capitalize on some of the good things that he did, but I also have some new ideas. I don't think that it would have been wrong to say that, but for some reason, somebody thought it was a good idea to totally distance herself from Joe Biden. Meanwhile, Donald Trump could go full speed ahead from all of the benefits of his previous administration. So that worked out for him. Listen, man, I got to get out of here.
Two quick things, if I could say.
Okay.
On the 2020 election, one reason, I can't prove this for sure. Okay, so this is just my own opinion, but why Biden had got the 80 million votes and there were so many of those votes was people were allowed to start voting, I think is like early September, because it was at COVID and they had the voter drop boxes. There was some fraud going on with it, but not major fraud. But my point is, the time people started voting was like months and months and months before. So, I mean, there was just all kinds of votes, plenty of time, and then a lot more votes came in. Now, granted, a lot of states like Michigan started early voting kind of like in early October. So I think that played, whether you like it or you don't like it, that played a big factor. And in regards to, like me, I told you, I really enjoy Ben Shapiro, but I also enjoy Bill Maher. He does it real time. And I have some issues with like Fox, CNN, and your mainstream media. And let me give you a quick example. You probably don't know this. I can send you a link. I got this out of a news network in France, of all places and sources, and talk about race. When Ukraine was first invaded by Russia, I think it was just after the Winter Olympics of 2022, is people were fleeing Ukraine into the border of Poland. There was a large group of foreign exchange students from different countries in Africa, and they were held up at the border while other Europeans, whites, were allowed to cross the border. And Poland didn't let them through. And then they said, hey, we're not Ukrainian citizens. We're foreign exchange students. We're told to come here to seek safe haven so we can get safely back to our country. And this was a major race issue. And it wasn't even brought up on CNN, Fox, ABC, CBS. And the reason it wasn't is because they didn't want any bad publicity getting out about Zelensky in Ukraine. They wanted everything negative about Putin, and they wanted him to prop him up as this good guy and whatnot. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, Putin's the biggest villain in this thing, but people deserve the truth. They need to hear the story. This is pretty newsworthy. The UN was looking into these allegations of racism going on. I mean, if I have your email, I'll send you this news video clip out of France.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? This is just an example of why myself and I'm sure a lot of others we're just get disgusted with a lot of the mainstream media.
Yeah.
So there's reasons why I enjoy listening to like Ben Shapiro and Bill Maher and getting other sources, because the mainstream media controls what people are allowed to find out and hear, anyway.
Well, send me that. My email is sun752@aol.com.
At AOL.com? Okay, yeah. I'll get that to you in just a little bit because I got it archived in my Facebook. You got to see this because it might be something I'm sure you're going to want to talk about.
Cool, man. Appreciate you. All right, well,
I always love your show,
I know, I mean, you've been a good supporter, man. I appreciate you. I really do. And we're going to talk.
I do. Sure.
All right, I'll at you.
Hey, have a good one, son.
All right.
Yeah.
My man, Info Spot, yo, good stuff. Always. That's my dude. Ed from Detroit, Info Spot 411. Check out his channel. Subscribe. Check him out. He's a good dude. Always good information. Let's do these birthday shout outs and then we got to get out of here, man. I didn't mean to do a 2.5 hour show, but hey, it is what it is. First of all, in advance, I want to thank all of y'all for coming through. You could have been anywhere else in the middle of the night, but y'all came down here to rock with me, so I appreciate it. So whether you are getting ready to go to bed or just getting ready to get up and go to work, appreciate you coming through and supporting the channel. We only have 17 likes. I can't believe we only have 17 likes. All that chat room comments, and we only got 7. I mean, sheesh. Talk about being stingy. Sheesh. I mean, do it for Ed from Detroit. Do it from the first two callers. For the first two callers. All right. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious November 26th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, William Frazier. Matter of fact, I'm running through these because, listen, this is too late. William Frazier, Shay Johnson, $1 Million Dom, Jessica Judkins, Seiji Thompson, Ray Anwar Pollard, Rashard Pollard, Marvin Elliott, Nicole Millsip, and she's raising money for the Soldier of Love Foundation. And my man, Sean Clay, comedian Sean Clay, and my people's Rhonda Jones Fitch. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious November 26th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them, making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPE. I'm sorry, I almost did the song over again. See, it's late. I'm tired. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious November 26th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up, but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, to rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen, they say it's sour grapes. They say that the tape shows that you're lost. Now you're feeling like you're paying the cost, and the boss is standing over you. It's like he got a whip, and you're feeling like you slipped. into the darkness. You can't park this car in this type of zone, even though you're own and you feel alone. It's going to be that way for about 4 years. So forget that trail of tears. Yo, get your beers, get your cognac, get everything you're going to need and start to pack, because it's time for you to go. Gotta get up and get to work, and don't act like you're stupid, you jerk. Yo, the work that you're putting in is worthy, so it's going to be all right, kid. You heard me? It's getting real. Yo, whether you work in a steel mill or you just sit back and chill, I don't care if you sell drugs or act bugs. I know that sometimes you got to stop being a thug. You got to be positive and raise some babies. You got to act like you stop being all crazy. What's going on, y'all? What we going to do? Are you down with me the way I'm down with you? I appreciate y'all coming through to the channel. We going to hit this thing up. Make it hot like flannel in July. Yo, why would you wear flannel in July? It's because you're high on fentanyl. You're high, you're sniffing coke up your nose, and I suppose you're banging shit in your arm. It makes me alarmed. We in the opioid crisis. I don't know, like ISIS, and I'm not talking about ISIS overseas. I'm talking about the ISIS, the goddess. You know what I'm talking about this, and I'm making sure the language is not causing you anguish. I'm going to be here when you're old and gray, and I'm old and gray right now, but I got something to say. Yo, I see you tomorrow night, about 2 8 Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? All right? Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night at 2 a.m. in the morning. So hopefully y'all be here. It's going to be Thanksgiving Eve. Why not? Let's have a little fun. You go out before, all my students or other party people that go out and party the night before Thanksgiving, come home all drunk on Thanksgiving. Hey, man, peace to y'all. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't, no substances over here. But it's all good. Live your life. I can take off my uniform right now. You know what I mean? Because it's time for us to clock out and rock out. I can even put the microphone away. Let me take your uniform off for you. Thanks for coming through and wearing it well. Please hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Appreciate y'all. One more time. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. You're good. He's alive. Holla, y'all. Peace.